Hi there, my name is Ben Henry for CG Tuts, and today we'll be covering the tools in the Hammer editor. So go ahead and open Source SDK and open the Hammer editor. Alrighty, so to look at the full view of the tools, you want to go File, New. Now I'm going to start here from these tools, then I'm going to go across, and then we'll talk about these. Most of these tools are going to actually be used in some later tutorials on more detailed or specific areas. So we're just going to cover the basics. This is a selection tool, pretty obvious. This is a magnify tool. You can zoom in or out. Right click is to zoom out, left click is to zoom in. Alright, this is a camera tool to create a camera, and this is your camera viewport. Okay, and this is your entity creator. After you click the entity tool, you can go down to here and choose different entities. Now, we will be covering this later, but for now that's just a basic overview. This is the block tool for creating walls and interesting objects. So let's hit enter, and you can see the wall right here. Pretty easy enough. Also, when you click the block tool, you can change it from a block to an arc, a cylinder, a sphere, to different types of geometry objects. Now, these are mainly called brushes, so when I refer to a brush, you want to be thinking, blocks or walls. Okay? This is the texture application. What you can do is open this up, and we will actually be using this later to texture our walls / map. Okay, this is the decals and the overlays. They've got different properties, but they're pretty much the same thing. We will also be covering those later. Okay, this is the clipping tool. Now, what you want to do is select your object, click the clipping tool, and go in any of these viewports, and just slice across. The red is what you will be deleting, and the white is what you'll be keeping. If you click this a couple of times, you can get different parts of the sliced object to delete. So if you choose this, it'll delete the lower part. If you choose this, it'll just slice right through it down the line. If you choose this, it'll cut out the top part. So I'll hit enter. See, it's cut out the top part. Control Z to undo. Alright, and this is the vertex selection tool. Now, the yellow dots would be the same as selecting edges. Alright, and the white dots are actually selecting the vertexes. So let's go ahead, and you can see that I've modified this, but I'll just hit Control Z. Alrighty, and I'll just go over the basic tools up here that we're going to be using the most. The rest we'll be using later for different things. So this is the toggle grid. This is toggling the 3D grid. This is scaled the. These buttons are to scale up or down the grid size. So, and to make it smaller, you do the left bracket. If you want to make it bigger, you can do the right bracket. Alrighty, undo, redo. Grouping objects. So say I duplicated this, so just hold Shift, move it over, and I selected both of these. I could group them together by clicking New Viz Group and naming this 2 walls. Okay, and then it'll automatically hide it if you have the hide objects on. Alright, and this is the hide unselected, so this will get hidden once I click this. That's hide unselected. It's pretty self-explanatory. Quick hide is where I can just select an object and quick hide it, and then you can unhide it by clicking Restore Hidden. Alright, and cut, copy, paste. Pretty self-explanatory. And then this is going to be running the map. So those are our basic tools that we're going to be mainly using. Alright, and over here we've got our textures, our viz groups, and our entity selection slash what we're going to be choosing. So primitives and then block, or if I click an entity, it'll be entities, and you can select something. Alrighty, and these are our viz groups, and you can turn these on or off. See, when we created that viz group, we click this button and it automatically hid them. So if they disappeared on you, you can go ahead and click the checkbox and it'll pop right back up. Alright, and this is an easy way to clean up your scene. So, you know, if you have like a million meshes and you can't really see what's going on, you can select, you know, just the rocks or just the ground plane. That could really clear up some of that. Okay, this is our texture browser, and if you click this, you can apply the current texture that is selected from over here. So let's click browse, and they've got plenty of textures to look through. Right now we have Team Fortress 2 for our map design loaded. So what that means is we would get Team Fortress 2 and Half-Life 2 textures. And so what you could do is click apply current texture, and that would just apply the texture over here to your object. Now that's an easy way, but to make it work better with your objects, you would use the texture application tool. Alright, and this is selecting objects, solids, groups. Pretty self-explanatory. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and I hope to see you next time when we'll be covering brushes.